What's good, guys? Prince Sports here. Before we even start, let's take a couple minutes, well, a couple seconds, excuse me, to give salute to Paul Silas, three-time NBA champ, two-time NBA All-Star, great coach, good friend of players all around the league, Michael Jordan, Chris Paul. Um, let's give a little moment of silence for Paul Silas. All right. Salute to him. That was for Paul Silas, man. Died at age 79 years old. God bless. Now, this is a breakdown of the Lakers versus Detroit Pistons. Detroit Pistons, one of the worst teams in the league. So I suspect the Lakers to blow this team out. It's nothing new. The Lakers beating up on this Detroit Pistons team. And those green jerseys that Detroit Pistons got. First of all, green should never be the Detroit Pistons color. That's disgusting for the Detroit Pistons. Since when do you guys rock green? You need to take those green jerseys off. You need to get your ass kicked just for wearing green jerseys. If you missed the game before this, though, the reason why I'm a little bit late, I was watching the Pelicans versus the Phoenix Suns, two of the best teams in the West right now for the regular season. We already know what the Phoenix Suns is, but we don't know what the New Orleans Pelicans is. Are they choke artists? Are they just a regular season team? They're a complete mystery. But what is not a complete mystery is the fact that they got good solid role players like Larry Nance Jr., um, Jose Alvarado. They got three, not one, but three legit good basketball players in CJ McCollum. That's a good third option. You got Zion and Brandon Ingram, who didn't play. Brandon Ingram, who didn't play today. But when they playing, you got him and Zion Williamson, two legit all stars, and one of those guys is bound to be a superstar, and I think that's going to be Zion Williamson. Scoring, rebounding, defense comes so easy to this guy. He's a superstar in the making. All right, Zion Williamson is going to be a problem for years to come while he's still in his prime, and he's on the best team that he could possibly win a championship with. He don't even need to go to another team to win a championship. The way the New Orleans Pelicans have put teammates around this guy is amazing. They gave him a roster that even AD couldn't even get. All right. He's playing with one borderline all star in CJ McCollum, and he's playing with a true all star in Brandon Ingram. Then on top of that, he got good, solid role players that's youthful. If they keep this team intact and they just grow together, this team could become a team that could win not one, but two or so, or a couple NBA championships. You know, no, Anthony Davis don't need to play good. They're playing against the Detroit Pistons, TJ. I mean, everybody else seems to be kicking the Detroit Pistons' ass. Detroit Pistons one of the worst teams in the league. They got 21 losses. So he could actually sit out this game. He don't even really need to be playing. The rest of the teammates are doing a good job of beating up on the Pistons. Lonnie Walker is basically what Russell Westbrook was supposed to provide for the Lakers, but Westbrook is much older. Lonnie Walker is a more athletic player right now than Russell Westbrook is at this stage in their career. But they did a good job by making Westbrook come off the bench, older player, and he fits the system just well coming off the bench. And Lonnie Walker fits the starting lineup just well because he provides hustle plays, energy, all the stuff that the Lakers need for a guy that's in the starting lineup. But yo, is the Pelicans for real? You know, That's what I want to talk about, man, because this team is a big ass question mark. And it's the team that nobody's talking about. Why everybody in the media is talking about LeBron James or they talking about Kevin Durant or Kyrie Irving, you're forgetting that one of the hottest teams in the league is the New Orleans Pelicans, you know? And being the fact that Zion Williamson didn't play enough, I guess, you can't even put him in MVP conversation. But you got a guy like Jason Tatum who's in the MVP conversation. You got to reward the New Orleans Pelicans some way, somehow. Because this team can't continue to dominate the regular season and get nothing or get no credit whatsoever for it. They got to get something, But it's 28-21. The Pistons are battling back. These are two bad NBA teams. You know, Lakers are a bad NBA team almost by default because they're lacking heart and determination. They should have a winning record by now, and they should be above 500 by now, you know. And they allowed themselves to creep back down there to get three straight losses in a row, you know, which was stupid. But it is what it is. The Lakers should make some trades with the Detroit Pistons. Take Bonovich from the Detroit Pistons. He's playing right now, but if you could put him on the Lakers with that 3-point shooting that he provides, he'd be just what the doctor ordered for the Los Angeles Lakers. Um, but Zion Williamson dropped 30 plus points today, I believe so. If my mind not mistaken, I think 33 or 36, something between there. Uh, uh, CJ McCollum had like 27, 29, something like that, if my memory serves me. I mean, I watched the game, but I don't remember by heart how much amount of points he just had. But he hit a good game in overtime. The game went to overtime. So if you get a best out of seven series, I'm going with the Pelicans to beat the Suns because I see the Suns fold. I know what the Suns are all about. And there's nothing new that the Phoenix Suns could show me. I see them play good. I see them play to the best of their ability. And the best of their ability is still not able to win the championship because they came up short multiple times already. They had multiple years to win a championship, and they failed come postseason. So I am not a believer in the Phoenix Suns. If you got a guy that could dominate like Giannis or a guy like Zion Williamson, especially in the post, then the Phoenix Suns is a non-threat. The Phoenix Suns is a threat to not win an NBA championship at all. Don't get fooled by the Phoenix Suns. They ain't winning jack squat unless the team that they're facing against is seriously hurt or missing key players. But even when the Phoenix Suns are fully healthy, they still won't beat some of the teams in the Western Conference. I got no faith in the Capri Suns. You know, they're just going to play good regular season basketball, and come postseason time, they're going to lose. So I have no faith in the Phoenix Suns. But the Pelicans, I can't say nothing about them because I don't know what they made of. I don't know what they about. But if I'm going by what they're doing in the regular season, if they know how to play good basketball in the postseason, they're going to be a threat. They're going to be a problem. Now, CJ McCollum is the only guy that has playoff experience, mostly for the Pelicans, multiple playoff experience. The rest of those guys are kind of young, but they did make the postseason, I believe, last year, right? We're out. Zion Williamson. 23-28. As you can see, it's early for me, but it's late night for you guys. And 30-23, Thomas Bryant scores. You know, Lakers should have no problem beating this team. This should be a quick blowout, you know. But the Lakers are going to make it a scrap, so to speak. 26-30. Barakovic just hit a three. Westbrook with the ball at the top of the key. Westbrook pulls up, mid-range jump shot, cash. There was a once upon a time when both of these teams were considered elite. Showtime Lakers and a bad boy Detroit Pistons. Now they're far from those 2 days. This used to be a good rivalry, Pistons versus Lakers. Now it's just a mockery of a rivalry. You know, imagine seeing these two teams in the NBA Finals. They would have to go through a lot of makeover, right, to even get back to those playing days when they were a good basketball team. But the Lakers, um, they're one of those teams that the record isn't indicating how good or how bad that they are, you know. So even if they had the winning record, you could have said, hey, they could have did better. If they had a losing record, you could say, hey, they could have did better. So they're just one of those teams that should be their record shouldn't indicate if they're good or bad, you know, because based off paper, you are what you on paper, right? If if your team is below 500, but on paper you shouldn't be below 500, the reality of the situation is you are still below 500, even playing with multiple All Stars. You know, so it is what it is on that point. Because AD and LeBron will both be All Stars, and Westbrook will most likely be a Six-Man of the Year candidate. Oh, whew. This is what you get when you wake up early. As you can see, I'm still a little bit early, man. But I don't know, feeling a little bit under the weather. See, I'm feeling a little bit under the weather, but I still could come on here and do a live, have flu-like symptoms, a little runny nose, and all this other stuff. That still don't stop me from coming on live. So what's to stop Anthony Davis from coming on live? I mean, coming on live and playing a basketball game, you know? Because if you have flu-like symptoms and you play basketball, playing basketball actually helps. You know, it gets your adrenaline going. It gets all that good stuff coming out your body, so you could be back feeling good. You know, but nevertheless, he opted to not play. Right? It is what it is. So they're showing commercial break right now, but my Eagles are 12-1. We just beat down the New York Giants, which is good. That's rivals. We spanked the New York Giants, and bro, we the team. We're the team of the year. The Eagles are the team of the year. We got the best record in the NFL. We are the best. We the best. All right. So, with that being said, record wise alone, being led by Jalen Hurts, that's enough to give us MVP. He's the anchor behind the offense. He's the mind, the mastermind on helping us win those games. It's not like he's been out. You got to reward the guy that's winning. I'm always advocate of people that win. I'm not one of these type of people that, honor losing. Winning always comes first. If you're the number one seed, two or three, I'm gonna look at you first. All right. I'm gonna always look at that first. LeBron swipes at the ball and gets scored on. He gambled a little too early and got scored on. But it's 28-34. This should be more of a blowout, though. The Detroit Pistons shouldn't be in this game. The 7-21 Detroit Pistons shouldn't be in this game at all. No, this is just crazy. You shouldn't even be in this game. Westbrook with the ball now. Westbrook going one on one, takes a mid range jump shot, misses. And Detroit continues to stink up the joint. They had a three to hit wide open, missed that. Had a layup, missed that. LeBron James scores on the other end. That was 36-28. One more basket, and the Lakers are up by 10 if Detroit doesn't hit on this shot right now. If Detroit can't score, the Lakers have an opportunity to stretch this lead to 10. And never mind that Detroit does score. So this lead is now 6 point lead. Lakers had a chance. They needed that stop to get a 10 point lead, but they screeched it again. LeBron James moving without the basketball, scores twice. 38. It's an 8 point lead. Lakers now again have another chance to make it a 10 point lead. Let's go. Let's see if they could knock that down. Shot opportunity missed for Detroit, but they make another one. And they hit a three. That was good ball movement right there to the open man. So now it's 33-38. LeBron James, three in a row. Three in a row. Moving without the basketball. He's getting good looks around the basketball. 0 feet from the basket. These are not difficult scoring shots that he's taking. He got three dunks. I mean, he got two dunks and 1 0 to 3 feet away from the basket. So he could do that all night. He could mess around and get 50 points tonight. He could mess around and get 50 points tonight by doing that. Because that's just too easy. Go ahead, move it out the ball, LeBron. That should be easy. Now you pass the 3 point line with the ball. But he's still gonna go for it anyway. And makes a mid-range shot. Four in a row for LeBron James. He's getting hot. LeBron James is on fire from scoring right now. That's four baskets in a row. Mm. Detroit coming back a little bit, 37-42. Even with LeBron scoring outbursts, it's still 42-37. Detroit's still in this game. LeBron's been doing a good job of moving without the basketball, making his shots come very easy. He should do that a lot more often. That's what we were saying he should do in his career a lot. Move without the basketball. 7 for 10, 15 points. LeBron could mess around and get 50 tonight. Excuse me. Oh, I shouldn't be eating this junk food, but it is what it is. What's up, man? I'm doing great. Where you rapping, man? Where you from? I got a feeling that you're overseas. That's judging by the name. That's why I am. Eating a brownie this early in the morning is not a good idea. 46-37. Lakers are up. AD hits a basket. Yep, say I know you was overseas. Greece, man. Shout out to Greece. I should have known that last name was from Greece. But at least I picked up on it. I know it was foreign. Um, but yeah, man. Detroit, one of the worst teams in the league. They shouldn't even be in this game. This should be a blowout by like 20. Lakers should be up by like 20 right now. Easily. They should be up by 20. It's one of the worst teams in the league. And Miami Heat continues to still be a mystery, man. I don't know if they could make it. I don't even know if they could make it, to be honest with you. But if they can make the postseason, which I got faith that uh, they could be give a lot of teams a run for their money. They're going to be a dangerous team to face in the first round. So if you're a top seed and you have to go up against Miami in the first round, it's a dangerous team to go up against in the first round. They could get hot. You know, not the type of team you want to go up against in the first round of the playoff. But how is Greece, man? Do you guys get NBA connections over there? How's the NBA scene over in Greece? Man, Greece sounds like a good place to go to about right now, man. Yeah, I just love traveling. Greece is the bomb. I'm pretty sure Greece is lovely. So what's the best, since I got you on here, what's the best thing about Greece? If somebody was just coming to your country to visit, what's the best thing, or name me three of the best things you could find in Greece? All right. What's the life like? What's the temperature like? What's the best three things that I could find in Greece? Or best three things I could do in Greece? And hey, maybe to some of the young fellas, what's the best thing they could do in Greece? What's the nightlife scene like? What I mean, is it quiet? Is it tame? You know, what's the temperature like over there in Greece? Giannis Antetokounmpo would know a lot about that. He lived in Greece for most of his whole life. Greece representative. That name is kind of ill though, Greece. I mean, even though it's something you cook with, like food, but you know what I'm saying? I'm from Greece, kid. You know, it's an ill name. And LeBron finally misses. Nice. Okay. Shout out to Greece. Greece has been crazy in basketball. But what's the best thing? What's the three best things you could do in Greece as a foreigner coming to your country? What's the three best things that a person could do in Greece, or three best things? I have a feeling he's gonna say the food. You know, you guys have like good Mediterranean food, right? I'm probably gonna say that. I'm gonna take a guess that you're gonna put food in it. You know, because people always rave about Greek food, but Lakers for life, man. You always say that. Even when they play bad, you still say that though. So I give you credit for that. You're beating up on the Detroit Pistons, one of the worst teams in the league, which you should be, but you guys should be up by 20. There should be like 58. It's 48 to 39, but it should be 58 to 39. Y'all should be up by 20. Nah, nobody hating on nobody. Look, okay, so the weather. All right. The weather is the best thing about Greece. I got you. All right. Mm, I gotta check that out. So the weather, and I know you got to put the food in there. So one thing is the weather. So what's the second and third? I'm taking it. The food got to be there. Yeah, I see it a little bit. I mean, I'm looking at it. It looks very small. It's like a triangle with the Lakers in it. You know, damn, I can't see it too good. But describe it to me a little bit, man. It's not like what I'm screaming from is not a live, not a big screen, so I can't see, you know, profile pics too good. And LeBron heats up again. LeBron James is gonna mess around and drop 50. It's what you're supposed to do against bad teams. No, that's 18 for LeBron James. Maybe he could mess around. Go for 80 or something, man. Make this game interesting. Do something. This is one of the worst teams in the league, man. Make this game worthwhile. At least put on a show. Go for 50. Get hope up, meme. Nothing wrong with that. Get your hope up, man. But you guys did drop three straight games. You know, how's the pizza like in Greece? You know, I'm pretty sure you guys got your own Greek style pizza. I know the food got to be fabulous over there. The food got to be banging. It got to be banging over there. There's no doubt about it that there's real good food over there. It has to be. Mm. Well, see, if food being expensive shouldn't be a problem for somebody coming there on vacation because they come in to spend money anyway. The best thing you could do to somebody coming to your country for a vacation is know that they're going to have a lot of money on them. So they come to spend. When you go vacation, you come to spend. Nobody goes on vacation not willing to spend money. So, you mess around and drop thousands of dollars on your vacation because, that's what you save for. You save for that moment, you know. But yeah, man. If it's very expensive, I'm pretty sure that's just for the residents and the people that live there. Maybe, it gets expensive for them to continue spending that money on that type of food. Oh man. So I didn't know you guys even had that out there. Dudes from California would love to go to Greece then. Get that sticky green. Now, what about the shorty do-bops? Let's say you a youngin, you go to Greece, you're a guy. What's the nightlife like? To all our to all the youngins here that just want to go there. Let's just say a young cat want to go there, you know, and he just want to meet people. So what's the nightlife like? Is it similar to the US, like clubs and stuff like that, or is things a little bit quiet down there? But the way you're describing it, it sounds like California. You making Greece look like California. You said the food, the weather, And then you said the smoke, the sticky green. So that's you're describing California to me. You look like Greece is another California. Oh wow, man. See, I but Greece is the bomb. I mean, if you just look at Greece, you watch videos of Greece, you see how beautiful it is. You know, very beautiful place. You know, yes, Crawford did put on a show. That knockout was something, man. That was just an exhibition show that just to display his skills, his accuracy, his punching power. You know, so Earl Spence Jr. could take a look at that and say, okay, see his boxing stance. You know, but let's get that fight, man. Let's get that Earl Spence Jr. versus Terrence Crawford before everybody turns old. We want to see that fight, and we want to see it now. Make it happen. 2023. Let's go. That boxing could use that fight for 2023. You know, technically we didn't really need it for 2022 because it was already jam packed. It was already crowded. You know? Mm. Oh, what's the city over there? Ain't it Athens? That's the biggest city in Greece. I know you guys had the Olympics over there. You know, one year was the Olympics in Greece. I remember. I had that theme song. Dum dum da dum. Dun, 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 dun. The Olympics on NBC. I remember that joint was in Greece at one point. I don't remember what year it was though. I know it was in Greece. But on a scale from 1 to 10, Mr. Casas, is is the shorties in Greece a 10 or a one? I know it's not a one, but you get my point. You know, are we talking Kim Kardashians over here? What we be talking about? Jennifer Lopez's? You know, well, what's the rating for the shorties over there? If you could take a guess, you know, because you're describing California. You know, you describing Greece the same way somebody would describe California. You know, but they will say weed, weather, and probably women is the three things they would describe California for. You know, you set the weed for Greece, then you set the weather. So your last element is missing that. Now the food is not a selling point for California, but I know it's a selling point for Greece. It gotta be a selling point for Greece. If you like that good stuff, man, gyros and stuff like that, you know. And then you get to eat food that some people never had before, like lamb and stuff like that. There's a good amount of meat in Greece that some people in the States don't eat too much. You know, of course it's there and it's valuable for you to eat in the States, but you know, you have to go to like a Greek restaurant. So it is what it is on that case. 48-56. Now, Lakers look like they got this game under control, but it should be a blowout. I'm suspecting the third quarter to be a blowout. I really am suspecting the third quarter to be a blowout. But Earl Spence Jr., what's up? Come get that smoke. Terrence Crawford said in the post that he'd be interested in fighting Earl Spence Jr. He'd be interested in fighting anybody, you know? At this point, we could go on and on about who's ducking who. You know, some people say Terrence Crawford ducks Earl Spence Jr. and Earl Spence Jr. ducks Terrence Crawford. But this is a Manny Pacquiao Floyd Mayweather all over again. Who's ducking who? Who's afraid of who? I don't know. You know, because neither one of these guys can control who they fight. This is not the Floyd Mayweather type of thing. You know, Terrence Crawford works for somebody, so he just fights whoever you put in front of him. It's up to the promotion, the promoters. Is he still with Top Rank? So it's up to Bob Arum to let those fights happen. Bob Arum has to sign off on that fight. Oh, okay. Damn, 6 to 7 million. That's a lot of people, man. That's almost New York City right there. New York City is 8 million, you know, around 8 million. I think it grown a little bit. Maybe it's like up to 9 million now. But the consensus for generations, decades, it's always been 8 million people in New York City. And you guys 6 to 7 million people already. And you said 90% of the things in Greece happens in Athens. Man, wow. So you have a huge city with suburbs. Wow. So suburbs would be the outskirts. Man, I got a good feeling Greece is very, very Americanized. But Europe is very Americanized in some ways. You know, Europe and the United States ain't too far apart from each other. They got almost the same resources, you know, because Europeans give a lot to America anyway. You know, America in many ways is run by Europeans anyway, you know, but whatever their nationality is, it's going to be like Italian American, Greek American, but it's still European. It's still European descent. You know what I'm saying? So Europe and the United States is not too far off. I don't look at those as like real different countries too much. You know. Okay, you say, man. So I guess you would pit them. All right. I mean, but I always had the feeling like is Greece a conservative country? It's not like you know. Let's just say how LA is. LA is like um what's the best way to describe LA in terms of that? LA's far from conservative. It's the complete opposite. It's the wild, wild west. You know, people walk around looking like celebrities and stuff like that. And the people there aren't afraid to um what's the best word to use? Um yeah, let's just say it's wild. Okay. It's wild. It's like living in a movie, you know. Rock his sock box. Oh, all right, Hassan. You might be watching Hassan Campbell, man. What up? What up, Kid Trucks? Oh, okay. That's good. That's good. I would presume lots of countries in Europe speak English because of the tourists that you get from the United States. I mean, United States and Europe go together hand in hand because whenever somebody wants to take a vacation, they go into Paris, they go into Greece, they go into Italy. I think those are the three most requested places. You know, cause if I'm forgetting another country, oh, England. So England, France, Italy, then Greece. I would say those are the top four so far. If I can add a fifth country in there that a lot of people will, that's good for tourists, maybe Spain. You know, so I would say those five. Those would be the top five countries that I could think of off bat that most people would like to go to. You know, but any country around the water, you get the good breeze. I think a lot of people, a lot of foreigners like going to those countries anyway. So Yeah, but I'm presuming that a lot of people in Greece dress conservative. You know, people in Los Angeles are very provocative. That's the best way to speak it. Nobody dresses like you know, guys and girls dress very provocative, man. It's just a swagger that they have in Los Angeles. You would think some of the people going to a award show or something, or you know, they're in a certain type of movie. No, XXX type of movie. Because you see it a lot in California. Yeah, that's true. English is probably one of the most global languages to speak because people do a lot of travel. That is true. That's definitely true. Who's this singing for the halftime show for the Lakers game? Let's find out. A shame the way you like around with the one. It's a shame that you. It's a shame. Oh, 1970s. That's that classic song right there. If you grew up in the United States and you a brother, man, you got to know some classic soul, man. Yeah, how you not play some of them classic soul songs you know, up in your crib? Your parents played that. You know your parents played them joints. The Marvin Gaye, you know, all of that, all of those. Damn, I'm forgetting some name. Earth, Wind, and Fire. Come on, man. Classic soul. You know, Gladys Knight in the Pen, Midnight Train to Georgia. Come on, man. Classic, classic joint. I know Detroit was having some classic soul guys perform. I know that. I know that. Let me just hear him a little bit. Hey, why do you do it? Ooh. Mm. What's about with the man? He hit that classic soul note. You know how sometimes they seem like they talking at the end of the song, but like, listen here, baby. You know, I just want to let you know that, you know, you broke my heart. And then he hits that high note. That's classic soul right there. To go. Oh shit. There is nothing for you to find out peacefully. Baby, wherever you want it, wherever you there. Whenever you need me, I'll be there. When you need me, I'll be there. I'll be there. Mm. Oh, come on, man. Don't stop it now. Come on, guys. Keep going. This the halftime show. They playing classic soul in Detroit for the halftime show. You gotta love it, man. So what would be the most requested Greek food in Greece? Is it gyros for foreigners? Okay. Gyros, no. Whenever you want me, I'll be there. Whenever you want me, I'll be there. Whenever you need me, I'll be there. Press Sports is here. Classic, man. I'm out. I'm out out. Man. I'm out out. But hey, man, that's what that classic soul do to you. You know. But that Detroit Pistons, not Detroit Pistons, that Pelicans game and Phoenix Suns game was great. I hope you guys watched that, man. That was a good game. Good ass game. You know. No, now you getting me pumped up to want to go to Greece. I wonder how much it costs to go to Greece. What's the price of an average ticket to go to Greece? And if you guys are planning to go, I would say, hey, stack up a lot of chips. Bring some money with you, man. Always bring a lot of money with you when you travel to another country. You know, that's the thing about being a tourist. People know you're a walking money bag because you can't go to a country that you don't live in, that you're not from, and you're going on a tourist without having money. You're gonna have to buy stuff. You're gonna have to buy food. You gotta pay for your hotel room. You gotta go the whole 9 yards. So outside of Athens, I guess everything pretty much is like a suburb, right? Athens is like the one and only city. Okay, 7 to 8 from New York. All right, that's not bad. It's not bad. It's not bad. Maybe a little less from California because I live in LA. But yeah, man, it's not bad. It's not bad at all. Now, you live in Greece. Have you ever been to the US? This time, Dallas Bertans victimized. Back to San Francisco, Jonathan Kuminga in the post and poster dunking all over Jason Tatum. Lost it. Mm. Damn, Jason Tatum got dunked on, but you know what? He took it. He didn't back down. He contested that and got dunked on. Bad situation to be in. You know you're gonna get dunked on. But give him props. I'd rather contest the dunk than let a guy get a free dunk. Looking at top dunks of the week so far. Okay, not bad though. Let's see what else they got there. But yeah, man, Terrence Crawford versus Earl Spence Jr. need to happen. It need to happen in Las Vegas. Make a big event. Set it up for 2023. That's what you do. That's what you need to do, man. Set it up for 2023. Yeah, Lakers better win, man. They don't win. Something wrong with that, man. If they don't win, no way you lose to the Detroit Pistons, one of the worst teams in the league. No, you know. But I will be stopping in 2023. I will be stopping back to New York for a while. Um, that's going to happen. LA to New York. I got some stuff I need to fix in, New York. I mean, LA. Oh, okay. Went to the UK for 4 years. All right. How was that? compared to Greece. And is TV big or television and TV shows and movies big in Greece? Because when I go to foreign countries, they don't seem to watch as much TV as Americans do. They don't value like cinema and TV shows as much as Americans do. I noticed that a lot in foreign countries. They tend to live life outside a lot. You know, they're never in the house. Everybody's always outside doing something. But even though in the U.S. we outside doing things, we do heavily value entertainment, movies, and television shows, and just social media in general is big in the United States. You know, I'm right now in the Philippines, right? And social media is big. TV is big. TV shows, but they're not as big as in the United States. Meaning, everyday life here, people don't watch TV as much. They may watch TV at night for a few hours, then that's it. But nobody really just chills and sits in the house and watch TV. Mainly because everybody got to go out and get it. They got to go out and make an earning. And like in the burbs, there's always something to do. People are, you know, taking care of the farm and they're growing things and growing crops and all this other stuff and just going about doing stuff. But watching TV is like almost a non-existent thing here in the Philippines. Nobody really do it. They watch TV for like an hour or two and that's it. Very little bit TV watched in the Philippines. People are always doing something, you know. That's right. Represent for the Knicks. I have friends that went to NYU. I could have went to NYU. Real talk. My sister ended up going to NYU, then transferred to another school. Oh, okay. See, that's different. See, Europe is different, man. See, I'm in Asia. Asia is very different from the US. It's like it separates. Like they don't watch TV that much. No, I'm here. But in the States, television is big. So yeah, I guess that's the difference right there. You know, there's always something. People are always doing stuff. They're always out and about. They're outside. You know, in the States, television is a little bit bigger. TV shows and stuff like that. They value cinema a little more. So, but I guess over there they value cinema too. So that'll be the difference. But yeah, I'm starting to think Europe is a lot like the United States in many ways. Like each country over there is kind of remind you of a different state in the U.S. You know, a lot of things people don't realize. There's places like Nebraska, Maine, Vermont, that even though it's in the U.S., it's almost nothing happening over there. It's close. It you won't feel like you're in the U.S. no more. You would think you're in a foreign country, like you're in a third world country or something like that, because life is very different in those type of places. Oh, okay. So yeah, very, very, very Americanized then. You know, watching Netflix is very Americanized. you know, big cinemas and malls. Yeah, that sounds very American like because I could tell you here in Asia, a lot of Asian countries they're just not big on cinema, they're not big on movies, you know. But in retrospect, Greece is a more financial stable country than a place like let's say the Philippines. Philippines is um not the richest country in the world, far from it. You know, yes, if anything, it's classified as a third world country. So its income is not that big. People have to go out, be outside more, and have to provide for their families a little more. You know, they don't get that luxury of being, having days off. Not going. Stuff like that. You know, so if you live in the United States and you think you get it bad, travel to another country, and you'll see that hey, the life that you live in isn't so bad after all, compared to some people. You know, there's some parts here in the Philippines that's so poor that people literally go into the garbage, get scraps of the food in the garbage, recook that food, and make a meal out of it. That's sad. That is sad. There's parts that here heavily rely on. They ain't got no food. They eat dogs, dog meat. They call it. Um, it's definitely a shock. It's definitely a different way of life. And if you're westernized like me and you from America like me, it's hard to adapt to. It's hard to get used to. You may never make that jump, Everybody can't make that jump and just be acceptable and accepting a certain lifestyle. You know, like me, it's good for me to visit some of these countries, but I don't want to live in these countries. I don't want to stay in these countries because it's not my lifestyle. It's not what I like living. And it doesn't mean like, oh, you this, you that, you spoiled. No, it's just that if everybody wants to live a more comfortable lifestyle, you know, we know we have to work, we have to provide a living and, you know, life for ourselves, but at the same time, we don't want to struggle, you know? Nobody willingly wants to struggle, okay? I don't care who you are. Nobody wants to struggle on purpose. If you struggle because, hey, you're just going through a certain situation at that moment. But you always want the more easier and better lifestyle, you know? So, you know, why do that if you could go and do something else that's more rewarding and more beneficial, you know? Not everything has to be taken with the hard way, the easy, the hard way, you know? If there's a more easy way of doing something, the average human is going to do it, you know? As simple as that. We all want that good life, no matter whether we black, white, green. We all want, you know, to be comfortable and live a good lifestyle. Nobody wants to be, you know, it's funny because people act like some people want to be poor on purpose. No, nobody wants to be poor on purpose. If you are one of these people that chose to be poor on purpose, there's something wrong with you. I wouldn't want to live in a dangerous neighborhood for no reason if I don't have to, by all means necessary. If you don't have to live a certain lifestyle, why do it? You know, if you have to bring a gun or a weapon to a certain place, why go to that place if you have no business going there anyway? That's why you say, "Oh man, you scared to go here, you scared to go." No, I don't need to go to those other places. Why? For what purpose do I have to go to a neighborhood where I need to carry a gun or I have to look over my shoulder? If I have to do that, then it has to be in the situation where I have no choice. But, or, it's just you fall into hard times and you live in that neighborhood, but I want to do that on purpose. You know, I come from a tough neighborhood. That's one too many for me. When I got out, that was good enough for me. I didn't need to go back. I didn't need to go to another neighborhood that's supposedly tough to see what neighborhood is the toughest. To me, all that's just stupidity. You know, if you live in poverty and you live in a tough neighborhood and you made it out, one neighborhood is enough. I don't need to go to every single neighborhood in the United States that's tough. You know, I don't want to see what poverty looks like in every state in the United States. That's just dumb. You know, people like, oh, every time I go to another state, man, I want to go to the hood. I want to see what the hood about. Why? If you already come from the hood, then why would you need to go to another one for? You think when I moved from New York to California, ever since my time in California, I never been to these South Centrals too much, Comptons. Didn't need to, you know, didn't need to. It's funny because when I first came to California, I was looking for an apartment. You know what the lady told me? I got a nice apartment for you. It's in South Los Angeles. Okay, South Los Angeles. You know, I'm thinking to myself, I didn't know what's what, you know. Then I get to this neighborhood. This neighborhood is a slum. Okay. Gangs everywhere, all this other type of stuff, right? And I'm like, I didn't leave New York to live in this type of neighborhood. I told my real estate agent that. And she was like, oh, I'm sorry for that, you know. But you know, you wanted affordable. You figure because um I was a minority that I would feel comfortable living in a neighborhood with poor minorities in it. And I was like, I let it go, you know. But I know there was a little racial tension to it. It's okay. You know, shit happens. But I told that lady, think about it. Put yourself in my situation. If you come from a tough neighborhood, why would you want to move back to one in another state? So if I travel, like same instance, if I go to Greece, I don't want to go to the rough part of Greece or the part of Greece where everybody is, you know, if they're having struggles, you know, why would I want to do that? I want to have a good time. You know, you should assume that I want to have a good time. You should assume that why would this guy coming from another country wants to go to a neighborhood where there's struggle? You know, nobody wants to do that. No, long story short, I got a neighborhood in a fairly good neighborhood, but that's what I was looking for from the jump. You know, I didn't work this hard to live in the slums, you know, and as far as can control it, I would never move back to the slums ever again. I refuse to, you know, and it's not because, uh, you know, I'm scared and anything like that. It's if I've been do it once, why do I want to go do it again? You know, to me, it's like moving backwards. I don't move backwards. I move forward. I don't live in the past. I'm not one of those type of dudes that like living in the past. I savor the moment. I keep it for what it was. Then I move forward. I think that's the most important thing to do when you in life in general. Too much of us get caught up in the past, and you know, you get left behind there. No, now I do talk sports. You guys, I'm a guy that actually talks sports. I got a YouTube channel to talk sports. So talking about the past is something that I have to do. But at the same time, I would give credit where credit's due. You know, if I see somebody that comes along that's better than somebody, I will say it. But until then, I got to see it. Like, I still haven't seen somebody better than Michael Jordan yet. Still haven't seen it. I haven't seen nobody accomplish as much as Michael Jordan yet in modern NBA history. You know, the only closest guy you get is Kareem, but Kareem got some holes in his resume that Jordan don't get. That's the difference. That's a major difference. LeBron and Kobe is good, but they got holes in their resume that can't touch Michael Jordan. You know, if you're going to surpass Mike, you better have what he has, but more or close to what he has. And Kobe or LeBron James don't have the same amount of individual success as Michael Jordan does. Neither one of them do. And if you put their individual accomplishments together, it's still won't measure to Jordan's some of Jordan's accolades. Because Kobe got one MVP, LeBron got four. So you put that together, they match Mike at five. Isn't that crazy? Don't even surpass him in regular season MVPs. They just match him. You know, so if a guy's better than Mike, I want you to surpass Mike in everything. You know, put a stamp on it. Have more chips than Michael Jordan. You don't need six. You need seven. Have more scoring titles than Mike. Mike got 10. Give me 11. Have more MVPs than Mike. Mike got 5. Give me 6. You know, yeah, Kobe's great. But if you put him and LeBron together, they still don't have more championships than Michael Jordan. And that's crazy. They still come up one short. No, actually, they still, yeah, my bad. They do have more championships than Michael Jordan if you put both of them together, because Kobe got 5, LeBron got 4. That'd be 9. But you get my point. You have to put both of them together, because individually, that's crazy. You know, give me a defensive player of the year. Neither Kobe or LeBron James got that. Don't give me just one, have 2. Since Mike got 1, go a step above and give me 2. I want 11 scoring titles from this new player that's going to be better than Michael Jordan. He got to be a very effective, consistent scorer during his prime. Not some guy that's playing basketball for a long time and just ranking up points. That's not going to do it, because records are made to be broken. But individual accolades can never be taken away from you. They stay with you for your rest of your resume. Give me 7 NBA Finals MVPs. I want 7 of them. Kobe only got 2. LeBron got 4. So you put both of them together, they still only equal the amount of Finals MVPs Jordan got. They don't even go over that. Nah, Eagles ain't getting lucky. We the best. Yo, Zach, we the best. Eagles, we the best. Like DJ Khaled said, we the best. Yeah, we're gonna get that MVP. We got to reward winning, man. We the best. We stomping a mud hole in everybody. You just seen what we did to the Colts and Giants. Gave them a beatdown. But that's what I want to see. You got to show me. You got to convince me. You got to do everything better. And have the individual accolades to do it to be better. Then we could talk. The Giants are easy. Hey man, listen, man. Listen, we play whoever's in front of us, see. You know. Yeah, that do. That do. Kobe did stay on one team. And Kobe won 2 championships without a top 75 player. That's amazing. That's pretty nice. That's a good accomplishment. That's something that a lot of players don't have. His last 2 championships without a top 75 player. You know, you would think that, hey, if you win 2 championships with a guy like Kobe Bryant and you're the sidekick, you should at least be in the top 75, right? Yeah, he did play for 2 teams. That's right. You know, even though Washington Wizards was, that was way past his prime, but we, that's why I always say prime for prime is the most important thing to go by. You know, now see, it'd be a different story if LeBron is almost on the tether end of his prime, you could say. But if he's still productive and he could still put up numbers, but he's playing with multiple All Stars, that's a different situation. If LeBron was playing on the Sacramento Kings, or let's just say LeBron was on the Detroit Pistons, and then I wouldn't suspect much of him. I say, hey man, he's at the tether end of his career, and he's playing with a bunch of guys that's not making them championship contenders. You know, but the Lakers are supposed to be championship contenders. Okay, you got AD, you got Russell Westbrook, These two are the top 75 best players of all time. And AD is considered a top 5 or top 10 player in the world. You can't have all that talent around you and not be able to win games. You got at least still make the postseason. Even if you don't win the championship, make the postseason. You can't make the postseason with 2 Hall of Famers? The fuck is that? That is true. That's what I was saying. Prime for prime. Because if we just looking at, oh, well, this guy was a better old man player than Jordan. Okay. I mean, they're both old as dirt. You know, that's why the Manny Pacquiao versus Floyd Mayweather thing will always be, oh, they fought old. We wanted to see Manny versus Floyd in a prime. So there won't be no excuses. I wanted to see prime Floyd versus prime Manny Pacquiao. None of this old man nonsense. Who really the best? They should have fought like 2008. That's when they should have fought. Yeah, more importantly, he had more wins. Jordan with no All-Stars was still able to get 30 plus wins. The Lakers barely get that. They got 2 All-Stars or 2 future Hall of Famers on one team. How you do that? Earl versus Canelo is a bomb. Woo! Bombs. Earl versus Canelo is fire. That's bombs. Bombs away. That'd be hot. Earl Spence Jr. beats Canelo, though. Earl Spence Jr. beats Canelo. But make that fight happen. Give us some fantasy fights. Earl Spence Jr. versus Canelo. Terrence Crawford versus Earl Spence Jr. Or Terrence Crawford versus Canelo. All 3 of those guys got to face each other. They're 3 of the biggest names in boxing. In the 80s, everybody fought each other. So I want to see Canelo versus Earl Spence Jr. I want to see Canelo versus Terrence Crawford. I want to see Terrence Crawford versus Earl and Canelo. Same for Earl Spence Jr. We got to have it got to be a triangle. Earl Spence Jr. versus Canelo, Canelo versus Terrence Crawford. All 3 of those guys need to face. We need to all 3 of those guys need to get smoked with each other. They all got to face each other. Crawford gets to face Canelo. Earl Spence gets to face Canelo. And vice versa. And then Crawford gets to face Earl Spence Jr. I can't say that because Tank too small. Tank too small, Z. Tank got to move up in weight. Yeah, there's no way nobody gonna come down to see him in that weight size. So if Tank moves up to welterweight, then we could talk. You could do a 4-way fight with those 3 guys. But Tank he's still not a welterweight yet. He needs to go into the welterweight division. It's 81-85. The Lakers are only up by 4 points. The worst team in the league. LeBron James can't even dominate the worst team in the league. He only up by 4 points. All those points this man was scoring in the early half, and they're still only up by 4 points. That's ridiculous. Tank is a good boxer. Yes, he is. How about Tank versus Shakur Stevenson? Ooh. And Teofimo Lopez, he needs to work on his game. He's going to end up getting knocked out because he's not elite no more. He can't fight. Shakur Stevenson knocks Teofimo Lopez out. Tank knocks Teofimo Lopez out. I could go on and on. He's not elite at 140 at all. Yeah, man, he needs to stay clean of that. I can't even condone that. He's an athlete. You need to be staying away from the rap artists and the street activity. Leave that shit alone. All right, good sis. Have a good one. Shout out to Greece. This is what I love about this channel, man. We get so much international people come on here, man. People from Africa, people from Greece, UK. Got such a good audience like that, man. That's what I like. But yeah, Shakur Stevenson need to stay away from the streets. You know, focus on boxing. But boxing is definitely in good hands. We just need to make more superstars out these guys. You know, John was trying to take a dump on Terrence Crawford's resume, but Terrence Crawford faced some good fighters. He faced some net recognizable names. You can't say he faced all bums. You know, definitely didn't face all bums. Should be this month. Should be headed back this month. You know, but Shakur Stevenson is nice with it. But he needs to face Tank Davis immediately on a dance floor. Lomachenko need to come back too. Lomachenko's a threat. You know, now Teofimo Lopez said he wants Kambosos again for round two. But if he faces Lomachenko, I think Lomachenko may beat him this time. Facing Lomachenko for a second time could be dangerous for Teofimo Lopez. You know, I think Teofimo loses to um, Lomachenko if he faces him again. Yeah, he is. That's a TKO, you know. But what do you think about George Kambosos, Z, versus Teofimo Lopez? He wants revenge. He wants to get back. Does George Kambosos beat him again? And would you watch a rematch? Perhaps the biggest boxing fight since Manny versus Floyd Mayweather. It's Earl Spence Jr. versus Terrence Crawford. Legacy fight. Whoever wins that is the best of this generation. That's the legacy fight. Only one can win. Also, if Teofimo Lopez beats George Kambosos, you that'll get your respect for Teofimo Lopez again, because he did get dropped in this match against Martin. But when he got dropped by Martin, he said it was a slippage or whatever the case may be. You know, and he still came back to win the fight. But he almost lost that fight. He nearly lost that fight. That's a fact. He nearly lost that fight. Now the Lakers are only up by 5 points. Yeah, Teofimo Lopez is a trash talker, man. But he got to leave the trash talking at home sometimes because if you can't back it up, you're gonna be in trouble. You know, you can't back that trash talking up, you're gonna be in trouble. Westbrook with the turnover, 84 to 91, and that quick. The Pistons are down again, but now it's 87 to 91, so they're back in the game again. If the Lakers don't hold on to this lead, they're gonna lose. Westbrook turnover and missed jump shot. He could cost them the game if he keeps doing what he's doing. Give up the rock a little bit. AD's calling for it. Oh, well, boxing is back, nevertheless. You could argue it never went anywhere. It just was on vacation for a while. And Canelo got to face Benavidez. I don't know if Canelo could beat Benavidez. He got to handle that business in that division. And he need to get revenge on the dude that beat him. Because that was a candy pick match. Canelo picked that guy to fight because he thought it was going to be an easy fight. Sometimes candy picking or picking a match could go the wrong way. Brady got his ass whooped today. But you know who didn't get his ass whooped today? Eagles. We the best, man. Yeah, I get 2018 all over again. We're gonna be hosting up that championship. We're gonna be hosting it up. Can't wait for that parade to come. Who's ready for that Eagles parade in Philadelphia? I may have to go to Philly just to get down with the parade. They'll be like, hey, you from Philly? Nope. You used to live here? Nope. What are you doing here? I'm here just for the Eagles. you know, Philly's a raunchy city, though. I've been to Philly a couple times because I had to go to Eagle game. You know, my uncle used to live near Philly, on the outskirts of Philly, basically. And he used to always go to Philly. And, that's how I got my Philly connection. Philly isn't too far away from New York. You take a train there. I took a train to go to Philadelphia from New York. Only a couple hours. But while you're traveling there, man, you passing through New Jersey. New Jersey is dirty as hell. Brick City. You know, oh my God. Magic, Jordan, LeBron, Tim Duncan, Shaq in a prime. Oh my God. That's a lot of championships. That'd be a super team. That'd be a super team by every stretch of the imagination, especially if they pull from other teams. But hell, you could just call that super team just off the bat. You know, I wouldn't be mad at you if you called that super team right off the bat. They could win multiple championships. I'm thinking like 6, 7 Pete. I mean, who gonna beat that team? Even if they're not trying hard, they still should win games. The only way they lose if they get complacent themselves. That's a damn near unstoppable team. Now taking Tim Duncan at the 4, wow, that'd be a crazy basketball team to beat. You know, only way you could get some wins off them, depending on who the bench is. If the bench is dirt, trash, you may get some wins off them in a regular season, but they should win like 72 games. Because look, if you got a bad bench, even if you put 2 of those guys to sit down, you know, you don't have to have all those guys, in a lot on the floor with a bunch of bench players. You can have LeBron and Tim Duncan with 3 bench players, and that's enough to get that's enough to get some to hold it down until the starters come back. Or vice versa. You can have just a mix of everybody. You know, so they can have me and you on that team, G, and still win 70 games. Hard team to beat. The only thing that could combat that is another super team. You have to have Kobe on one end. Let's see. Kobe, probably Isaiah Thomas, Kobe. um, let's see if I could combat that. Larry Bird. So give me Larry Bird, Isaiah Thomas, Kobe, Kareem, and Karl Malone or something like that. That'd be the only challenge. They'd be going to 7 games or something in the playoffs with that team. We can come off the bench. We're gonna get wide open looks. All we got to do is just knock down wide open jump shots. You know, and anybody that's like hitting jump shots in practice. Who can't do that? But nobody guarding. But yeah, even that team would still probably have problems against that team right there. But you would have to, you would have to. Yeah, I got Kobe ranked above LeBron James too. But yeah, Kobe and Isaiah Thomas on the same team. That's your 1 and 2. That's not a bad two-way combo right there. Then you get for my small forward, I got to go with Larry Bird. You know, my power forward, I may could go with a Kevin Durant. I wouldn't be so. I mean, if I get Kevin Durant at the forward with Larry Bird, man, that's a lot of good shooting and offense. And my center, I have Kareem or Hakeem Olajuwon. I go with either or. You know, a third team to combat that. Let's see. I think this team will lose though, but let's just see. Chris Paul, Dwayne Wade, that's your 1-2 combo. You know, no, I don't have Isaiah Thomas ranked above Magic. I'm getting a team that could compete with the one that you just mentioned. I can't pick Magic, so I went with Isaiah Thomas. So let me get a third team that could compete with that. Now, they probably would lose though. Chris Paul, Dwayne Wade, that's my 1 and 2. My three, Carmelo Anthony. Um, who would be my four? Give me Carmelo at the four. So Carmelo Anthony and Carmelo at the 3 and 4, and at the five. Since I didn't mention him, I picked Kareem on the last team. I take Hakeem. You know. Oh, that's not a. Oh, here's a good one. Steph, Kobe, Durant, Garnett. Oh, that's a good one. I forgot about Kevin Garnett. So you just took another good team. You just made another good team on me. Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good team. That's a solid team. That team will win some championships. They would be competing against the LeBron and Jordan team all day. That'd be like the NBA Finals every year. But yeah, that's a good team. That's definitely a good team. Kevin Garnett is one of the greatest power forwards of all time. You know, hands down. Steph and Kobe, woo, that'd be tight. That'd be tight. You got the greatest 3-point shooter of all time with one of the greatest shooting guards of all time. You know, Kevin Durant at the 4. Oh, Kevin Durant be at the 3. Wow. You know, Kawhi, prime Kawhi, not this injured getting hurt Kawhi. It has to be Kawhi Leonard from 2019. Every single year. It has to be just that version because that's the only fully healthy version that we've seen. And that was a version that won. You know. So yeah. But that team I just mentioned with Carmelo Anthony, that will lose. That team definitely will lose. You know. And if you just want a pearl point guard, a guy that's not going to try to get you buckets, John Stockton. John Stockton would. John Stockton does everything that a point guard should be doing. He's a great playmaker. He's a good stifling defender, and he's a good clutch performer. He's what you call a good point guard. You know, and you mix that in there with a guy that can legit score, go do pick and rolls. It's perfect aspect. Yeah, man, KD3 is good. Is good. But yeah, Magic is better. I think KD2 was better, you know? Now I agree with that. I wouldn't say KD3 is trash. I would just say it's a compared to the rest of the projects, it had a hard reputation to live up to. I mean, like, look at it like this, Z. KD1 was considered a classic. KD2 is considered a classic. He was going to follow up that with another classic. It's almost hard for him to even outbeat that. I know he wasn't going to outbeat that. Then you hit Magic. He dropped three gems. KD1, KD2, and Magic. Three classics. All in the line. So how is KD3 was going to even surpass that? Yeah, there's definitely good tracks on it. But nobody don't believe me. But you know what, Z? I think KD3 was leftover songs from KD2 and KD1. I don't care what nobody said. Those was leftover songs that didn't make the album cut. And they didn't make the album cut for a reason because the other songs was better. I don't care what nobody said. Those were not new songs. Maybe one or two was brand new songs, but most of those songs were not new songs. Those were leftover songs. Those was like songs that didn't make the album cut. They just said, hey, we could just make some money off this because we have 3 hit albums in a row and everybody keep buying it and it's selling like crazy. You know, one of them won a Grammy, the other one was Grammy nominated. He was on a hot streak, you know. So why not release KD3 with a bunch of lost tracks? Mm, okay. Magic and KD2. Better than K. I don't know about, man. King's Disease 1 had a special feel to it, man. It was just great. You know, that was the very first time Hit Boy and Nas linked up. So uh, that was a classic for me.
That I brought some of the food there. The students was like, "Oh, finally, there's food." The tatay closed it. I was like, "What happened?" They waiting.
Mm, 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 mm. Not yet. They know it's about 10.
No, I'm trying to get here around like the earlier that I can.
Oh, okay. So yeah, man. Oh, okay, okay. How about you say? Um, yeah, man. Big day today, man. There's like a big festival going on and stuff like that, man. So, um, restaurant is going to be lit today. It's going to be lit today. We got a lot of people, big party going on, and it's going to be customers galore. We literally took every store out of business in the Philippines. We took all their customers, all their clientele. We running things. You know, everybody comes to my store now for food. Me and my wife's store for food. We just eat to everybody. I Michael Jordan everybody. I made sure nobody on the block eat. You know, you know how Michael Jordan stopped people from winning championships. I stopped people from getting that guap. You know, D blocked everything. I scraped the plate, make sure nobody else eat. You know, I didn't LeBron James. I didn't. Oh, let me win one championship and let everybody else get some. Nah, I take all of it. Took all of it. But yeah, you're right. King's Disease, Three. It's still a good album. I ain't gonna front. It's still a good album, but it could have had less tracks. That's one, and two, a couple of maybe 2 features or so from some classic guys. Maybe an AZ feature. I've been happy with just some features from AZ. Give me like AZ on 5 songs. I would have been straight with that. Shorten it to 13 songs. AZ on 5 of them, and I would have been real happy with that. I've been real happy with that, you know. But those songs seem like, am I crazy for thinking that, Z? Do you think those songs were leftover songs from the last albums that Nas did with Hit Boy? Because you do know artists make like 60 to 70 songs before they make an album. They only take the best cuts that they think is best for the album. You seen what happened with the Game and Hit Boy? That was completely stupid. Who was on drugs to give Game 30 songs with Hit Boy and take all the good ones out? You stupid? You took all the good songs that people was hyped up for and didn't even put it on the album. Who does that? So yeah, man. Lakers should win this game, but they're up by 5. They should have been beating this team by 20. Soon this game is over with, my live stream will be over with too. Even though this game is pretty much over. You know. But yeah, man. That King's disease. It's fire. It's just not it should have been 13 songs. Should have been definitely 13 songs. LeBron James at 28 points. Should have had like 50 or 40. Definitely crush a team like this and say, hey, you guys aren't on our level. You don't even give a team like this help to even think they could compete with you. But nevertheless, man, I'm about to be out of here, man. This game is over with. I say that and watch the game end up, watch the Pistons end up. Pistons come back, you know. But there's no way they're gonna win this game. No way. So yeah, I'm gonna have my hands full today. Shout out to Costas from Greece. Shout out to Z from Florida. Shout out to everybody. You know, I may take a little break from lives, like come back in a week. You know, sometimes I like doing that. Of course, I'm gonna continue dropping content. I'm always gonna continue to do that. I got a furniture up on my top 10 best albums of 2022. It's gonna be some gems in there, some albums that you never thought that I'm going to pick, but I'm going to pick them. You know, so it's gonna be some gems up in there, man. Y'all should look out for that. You know, but personally, I would tell you this: I would wait till this game is over because you got to charge his phone. The New Orleans Pelicans is dangerous, man. And y'all don't talk about Zion Williamson enough. That team is dangerous. They are dangerous. They got that Illmaticness. You know, they dangerous. You know, but what are other scores around the league? Let's see what else we got. Well, it was a good weekend, man. Boxing, the NFL, sports was on deck this week, man. You had NBA action, you had NFL, you had boxing, you had all these good sports. This was a good week for sports. Real good week for sports. Lots of stuff dropping. AD lost his MVP steam. He did lost that. Yeah, let's see what we got. We got the Knicks about to beat the 70. The Knicks about to play. They're playing the Kings. Hopefully they could beat the Kings right now. They're up on the Kings. The Orlando Magic is up on the Toronto Raptors. The 76 is about to beat the Charlotte Hornets. And we're in halftime with the Milwaukee Bucks and Houston Rockets. And the Houston Rockets is up by 2. So but the game of the day was the New Orleans Pelicans versus the Phoenix Suns. The fight. Oh, speaking of boxing, Manny Pacquiao had an exhibition fight. Knocked a guy out, but not got a knockdown, twice. That guy, if that exhibition fight continued more rounds, that guy would have been knocked out. Pacquiao was doing his Pacquiao of old flurry punches. So, but you got Terrence Crawford versus Avinician, and he got a knockout on Avinician. And then you got Teofimo Lopez and Martin fight. That was a good fight too. Those was 2 of the fights of the week. So you had that. You had good NFL games. It was popping. It was popping this week, man. It was popping this week. Good week for sports. And it's still going on. There's still more games going on. Buccaneers got crushed. Tom Brady got his ass whooped by the 49ers. I don't know which one to say was the game of the week for NFL. I'm just going to say it's the Eagles game, because some of these games were blowouts. The Broncos and Chiefs was a good game. So I'm going to say the Broncos and Chiefs was the best game of the week because it was close. It was close. But nevertheless, man, salute to everybody. We out. And 6-point game with 4 minutes to go. I don't know if I should stay or not. Because what if the Lakers choke and lose this game? Maybe I just stay to the end, man. I'm just gonna stay to the end and see what happens. Okay, this just gives LeBron 30 plus points now. The more 4 minutes seems like a long time, but the more I see the Lakers score, the more I keep saying, okay, this game is over. This game is over. But then the Pistons come back. If the Pistons score on this next possession, I would stay to the very end of this game. But they got to score this very next possession. I got to see them score in this next possession. You got to give me a reason to stay. Okay, they did score. And it was an L1. Okay, I see what y'all doing. I see what y'all doing. But good games that been on. If you're a Tampa Bay fan, you're going to have to be like, what the hell happened to the Buccaneers? They got beat down, man. Tom Brady ain't it. You ain't winning the chip this year. You know who winning the chip? It's the Eagles. Lakers should have blown this team out, though. Oh, muted myself by accident. Oh, that's about it. That's that. Trying to head out about 9:30. See if we can head out by 9:30. If I have, we still get it. Can't be greedy. Give to the needy. I will say this though. I miss America, man. I miss being in the States. It's no place like home. There's no place like home. Like Doherty said, there's no place like home. You know. But with that being said, we out, man. Peace.